So, let's just take a couple of moments to come into the body and the breath. And to do that, I would like you to grab some kind of a cushion, or if you have a yoga block, a couch pillow, or even a bed pillow that you can fold in half. Anything that gets your hips higher than your knees. And that allows for a nice neutral spine stacking alignment, so you don't have to kind of crane forward. Here, I'll turn to the side so you can see that. So you can see that I'm on this nice meditation cushion, which gets my hips higher than my knees. When you don't have the cushion there, your knees are much higher than your hips, and you have to strain to sit up, which causes an exaggerated lumbar curve back here, which we don't want. So by using that pillow and that squish to elevate your hips to get them higher than the knees, that's what we're looking for here, okay? To allow for that nice neutral spine stacking. Just taking a couple moments here. Hello everyone. Hi Mo. Glad you're here. And let's all just tune into our breath at this time. So taking that nice dignified seat with the hips above the knees, sitting on your pillows. If you'd like to bring your hands to heart center with the thumbs pressing right into the heart space, you may do that. Your hands can be on your knees, or you may place one hand on your stomach and one hand on your heart. Your eyes can remain open, or you can close them. And here's where we come into our breath this morning. This very precious relationship with the energy around us. Taking that in, harnessing it, and then on the exhale, releasing. You inhale, feel the belly get really large, and exhale. The belly softens, the belly button draws in toward the spine. On your next inhale, as your belly really gets bigger and bigger like a balloon, it inflates, and then at the very top of the inhale, maybe you pause and hold before you exhale. And as you exhale, you're drawing the belly button in toward the spine, kind of using a little bit of abdomen work to push that air out of your stomach and your lungs. Another deep inhale through the nose. At the top of the inhale, maybe you feel the ribs expand ever so slightly as you pause at the top, and then on your exhale, pushing that air out of your nose. You feel it flow up and over the back of your throat, and at the bottom of your exhale, once there's no more air in your lungs, maybe you feel a little bit of a compression in the rib cage, and that is your ribs actually physically using muscles to push the last of the air out. Taking a couple more deep breaths in. Good morning, Jennifer. I miss you very much. And long exhales out. Trying to make the exhales longer than the inhales is a wonderful practice that actually calms the parasympathetic nervous system. We're all usually so caught up in the sympathetic, which is that fight or flight, that's stimulating the parasympathetic and the vagus nerve by using this elongated exhale breath technique is a really wonderful way to use your breath to calm your mind and your body. It is the one thing that we have control over, so use it. It's a great power. Together, take one final inhale in, and this time a long sigh out the mouth. Release your hands from wherever they are. Bring them down so that the backs of your hands are on your knees. Your palms are facing the sky. On an inhale, lift the chin up, look up toward the ceiling, and pause with the neck back and relaxed. One more deep inhale, and on the exhale, sigh out the mouth here. Inhale, lift the chin back to neutral. Bring the chin down into your chest. Go ahead and breathe here. Slowly, to your own breath, inhale, bring the right shoulder over to the right ear. Pause here. And then exhale, lower the chin down through center. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Hi, Mom. And then exhale, chin down through center. Flowing to your own breath here. Just coming into these half, almost pendulum-like swings with your head and neck. Moving from one shoulder over to the other. One more time, flowing through, bringing the chin down through center on the exhale and ear to shoulder on an inhale. Maybe pausing on whichever side you're at right now. Just feeling that whole side compartment of your neck really stretching. If you like to sleep on your side at night, you may wake up with some neck discomfort, hopefully not neck pain. Last time through, chin down through center on an exhale, inhale. Ear to shoulder, whichever side that might be for you in this last time. Pausing here and feeling that stretch in the side compartment of the neck. For me, this side is certainly far tighter than the other one. You may actually see a visible difference in how close I can get my ear to my shoulder. For sure. All right, release that. Bring the chin back down through center. Inhale the head back up to neutral neck alignment. We'll start with some nice gentle shoulder rolls. So just go ahead and backwards, bringing both shoulders. They can be as small of circles or really big circles. Just getting into those shoulder joints once again. If you sleep on your stomach, like me, with your arms up like this, your shoulder joints probably have some words for you in the morning, some choice words. So rolling those shoulders backwards. They can even be individual. And then pausing, and we'll go the other way, whether it's both in the same direction or one and then the other. Even if you just want to isolate and just do one at a time. And then go over to the other one. Whatever is clever for you right now. Let's come back to stillness here for a moment. Inhale, both arms up in front of you toward your device. Or, just in front of you. It doesn't have to be toward your device. You don't have to be watching me. But I will be acting out most of the positions today with you. And then we're going to inhale. Open the chest. Maybe a little mini back bend. Look up at the peak of your inhale. Exhale. Round through the spine. Bring both hands together. Allow the fingertips to touch. Inhale. Open and spread your chest wide. Exhale. Bring the hands in, let the fingertips touch gently. Inhale. Really, you can bend the elbows here. So it almost looks like this as you're drawing your arms back. And pause there. Maybe even bring the arms up to cactus really quick. Inhale, both arms up to frame the head. Exhale, bring them down to heart center. Okay, if you're still sitting on your bolster or pillow, you can remove that now. And we'll get into some more movement here, okay? All right, so I'd like you to swing your legs around. Go ahead and pop up into hands and knees. So this is a tabletop position, yeah? So in this tabletop position, your wrists are directly under your shoulders and the knees are under the hips. The tops of the feet are relaxed and pressed into the ground. Your toes are not tucked. They're nice and flat against the ground, okay? And then from here, really draw that navel in up toward the spine. You can kind of tell if you're not engaging that core because you may have some exaggerated lumbar curve or some slouching in the shoulders. Really push that mat away from you. Get tall through the chest here and then draw that belly in. Find some stability here. Really push down through all four corners. Pour weight into your index finger and your thumb, which seals your entire hands to the mat. Let's all tuck the toes. Lift the hips, send it on back. Coming into your first downward dog of this class. On inhale, look between your hands, rise up to tippy toes, and exhale, glide forward to upper push-up position. If you need to adjust your hands and feet like I just did to find that proper spacing, please do that. If you need to lower both knees down for a modified version and then untuck the toes, you may absolutely do that so long as you're sending the heart forward and engaging the core. That's all we're looking for here, right? If you're on your knees, tuck your toes, lift the legs, and then exhale, send the hips back. All right, so we're going to come into some sun A's here. So on an inhale, from your down dog, look in between your hands. Exhale, step, walk, or jump, feet to hands. So now you're back up in this forward fold at the top of your mat. You inhale up for a halfway lift. Your hands can come to the top of your thighs or they can fly back behind you. And then exhale to release. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep those arms up. Grab the left wrist with the right hand, and then exhale over to the right. Inhale up to center, switch the grip. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, back up. Look up with the hands, really extend, stretch all 10 of those fingers, and then bow forward over those legs. Coming back into your forward fold. Inhale up for that halfway lift. Exhale and release. Plant the hands, step it on back to upper push-up position. Hold here. Engage through that core, get really strong. And then on your next exhale, bend the elbows in toward the side bodies, lower all the way down in one piece. Untuck the toes when you arrive. And then your chin is on the mat right now. Then you're going to inhale up for a little baby cobra. Exhale to release. Tuck the toes. Push up through plank or through hands and knees, and then send the hips back. It's tough to do when you're talking it, I tell you what. So those are our sun A's. We're going to do a couple more of those. So right now you're in your down dog still. On an inhale, look between your hands, come up to those tippy toes. Exhale, step, walk, or jump, feet to hands. Hi, Marilyn. Good morning. So hands are in between. You're in that nice forward fold. Maybe you grab the back of the ankles. Release that and inhale up for a nice halfway lift, flat back here. Exhale and release. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep those arms up. Maybe a little mini back bend as you look up. And then exhale, swan dive on forward, back over those legs. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale and release. Plant the hands, step it on back to upper push-up position. Begin to hold that plank position, upper push-up. Wrists under shoulders. The heel is stacked directly over the toes, yeah? So sometimes it'll look like this. You want it to look like that, okay? That's what your feet should look like in that plank position. All right, on your exhale, bend the elbows in toward the side bodies. Lower all of the way down in one piece. Untuck the toes when you arrive. Inhale up for that little baby cobra. Very small back bend. Exhale and release. Tuck the toes, send the hips back. Come back into down dog. So that's what's known as the flow, the vinyasa flow piece of this class. When I say if you'd like to go through a flow or rinse it off or anything like that, I'll try to walk you through it, but you always have an option to either do that to build some heat. You can do push-ups while you're in plank if you really want to get crazy about it, or you can just go right back to down dog. So you do have that option, okay? So right now you're all in your down dog together. One more sun A here, and we'll incorporate a little bit of a sun B too, actually. So inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, step, walk, or jump, feet to hands. Inhale up for that halfway lift. Exhale and release. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Send the hips right on back into chair, as if there's an invisible chair behind you. You bend the knees generously. Really lower those hips. Hands can be out in front of you for a counterbalance. They can be up to frame the head. They can even be down at goalie post. Okay? So wherever your arms are, you're staying nice and light through all 10 toes. You can lift them up off the mat. Engage through that core to protect the low back. Otherwise, you're going to have this exaggerated low back curve. We don't want that. Protect your low back. Engage that core. Nice flat back, yeah? Good morning, legs. One more deep inhale together here. And an exhale. Straighten the legs. Pour it out. Forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale and release. Plant the hands, step it back to upper push-up position. Hold. You can do push-ups here if you want to build more heat. And finally, on your next exhale, bend the elbows, lower down in one piece, all the way to the mat. Untuck the toes when you arrive. Inhale up for that little baby cobra. And exhale, release. Tuck the toes, send the hips right on back to down dog. Beautiful. Okay. On an inhale, raise the left leg to hip height. Bend at the knee, open. Really stay flexed through that foot. Look in between the hands. And on an exhale, now listen here. We're going to bring that knee right on through to the outside edge of the left elbow. Keep it hovered. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, bring it in between the hands. Keep it hovered, the shin over the mat. Exhale, send it back. Inhale deeply here, and then exhale, bring it across the mat to the right elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, bring it to the outside edge of the left knee. Inhale, send it back. Look in between the hands. Exhale, bring that foot right on through. Plant it down. So you're stepping right in between your hands here, okay? Lower that back knee down. And then inhale to rise. So you're in this nice Anjaneyasana, a modified crescent lunge. So let's look at that front knee. So you always want that knee stacked directly over the ankle, making that nice 90 degrees. Pull that front hip back, which squares the hips toward the front of the mat. Inhale, both arms up to frame the head. And then exhale, bow forward, send the arms back. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Come down, send the arms back. Inhale, come back up, the arms frame the head. Exhale, plant the hands down to frame that front foot. Send the hips back, extend the front left leg. We're coming into a runner's lunge. Flex that front left foot. If you need blocks right now on either side of you to help support that, you may do that. If you need to tuck the back toes, you can try that too. Get curious and be playful this morning. Trying to feel something a little different in your body. Breathing very deeply. You can kind of like see how I'm like kind of bouncing. Kind of pulling that hip back into its socket. So pulling that left hip into its socket will actually stretch the muscles a little bit more. If this movement is too much for you, then just stay here in stillness, just to keep that foot nice and flexed. All right, on inhale, begin to rebend that left knee. Pull yourself back forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, little mini back bend. Exhale, plant and extend again. Inhale, rebend that knee. Sweep the arms up, little mini back bend. Exhale, plant the hands. Tuck the back toes, come up off of the back knee. And then when you're ready, inhale, rise all the way up. Nice full crescent lunge, yeah? If you need to lower that back knee down, you absolutely may. That is an absolute option here at this time. So in this full crescent lunge, let's take the left arm forward, right arm back for a nice twist. Inhale, both arms up to frame the head. Swivel the back heel down, open on up to warrior two. Flip the front palm. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring that elbow right down to the front left knee. Right arm comes up toward the ceiling. Really spreading those fingers. You can even do jazz fingers. If you'd like to take that right arm out over the ear toward the front of the mat, you may. If you want to take the top of the hands to the low back and then look up, that also opens up your chest. It's all about opening right across the heart space here and stacking the shoulders, okay? Look down at that front knee. Rebend into it. Pop right up off. Inhale, back up. Exhale, relax those shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, bring it back. And then cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Come up to the toes of the back foot so you were down like this. Then you're going to pop right back up into those toes, okay? So that's what that back foot looks like. I'm sorry that I can't fit all the way in the camera. All right, so now we're going to hike that back foot, that right foot in, halfway up the mat. Straighten that front leg. So we're coming into pyramid with the left leg forward. So you can grab that left ankle and make it more of a balanced pose if you'd like. If you need your blocks right here to maintain a flat back, you may absolutely do that as well. If you want to maintain that flat back and just reach your fingers down, you can also do that too. Check in with that front left knee. Make sure that there's a little micro bend behind that knee. And you're all breathing here in this triangle with the left leg forward, yes? Wherever your hands are, inhale up for that halfway lift, lifting the heart space, spreading the collarbones. Exhale, release, plant the hands, step the back right foot up to meet the left front. You're back in your forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale and release. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Sit the hips right back to chair. Let's turn my heater off. Ooh. I'm warm now. Alright, so you're in your chair. Lower those hips a little bit deeper. Bring the hands to heart center. Let's twist to the left, to the right actually. So the right elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. Look right down at your left knee. As soon as you get here, track it back. The left knee always likes to pop out. You might see that in the camera a little bit, so you really have to pull that left hip back and make the knees even, okay? You can open the arms if you'd like. Bring a hand to the small back. Or keep the hands pressing together. One more deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up for that halfway lift. Exhale and release. Plant the hands. Step it on back to upper push-up position. Now this is where you're going to flow through a vinyasa if you'd like. Or you can just all meet up right back in down dog. So once again, that plank pose that you're holding. Exhale, lowering down, untucking the toes. Inhale, lifting up for that little baby cobra, super small. Exhale to release. Tuck the toes, send the hips back. Come back into down dog. Hi, Zach. Long time no see, bud. All right. So now we're all back in down dog, right? So let's do that fun sequence on the right now. So, in this down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up to hip height. Bend at the knee, open. Look in between the hands. And on an exhale, remember to listen. So you're going to exhale, bring the right knee to the outside of the right elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, bring the right knee in between. Hover the shin over the mat. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, send it back. And exhale, bring that foot right on in between the hands. Plant the foot, lower the back knee down, untuck the toes. And then inhale to rise, stacking the shoulders over the hips. I had coffee instead of water this morning. That was silly. Alright, so you're in this nice modified lunge. The sunbeam is showing off that lovely 90-degree angle that I got going on of the knee stacked right over the ankle. Inhale the arms up to frame the head. And exhale, bow forward, sweep the arms back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. One more time, inhale up. Little mini back bend. Exhale, plant the hands, send the hips back. Extend the right front leg, flex the right front foot, coming back into your runner's lunge here. Grabbing blocks to either side if you need that at this time. And breathing. On an inhale, begin to re-bend that knee, coming forward, plant the foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, plant and extend. So this is something that you can flow to your own breath with. So you inhale, bend, lift. Exhale, plant, extend. And you can do that as quickly or as slowly as you want to. So to your own breath, a couple more times, flowing through these movements of bending. Inhale, rise. Exhale, plant, extend. Okay? One more time. Inhale to re-bend. Rise up. Exhale. Plant the hands. Tuck the back toes. Lift up off the back knee. And then inhale to rise for this full crescent. If you still need to lower that back knee down, have at it. You're still getting the exact same stretch. We're getting into those front left hip flexors, yeah? So your arms can be at cactus or they can be up framing the head, whatever helps you to breathe more. And I have to switch here so I can continue to face the camera. But you're in this lunge with the right knee forward, the right leg. Swivel the back heel down, open on up to warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, come back forward, bring the right elbow to the right knee, and the left arm comes up. You can look up. You can flip the back of the hand and then bring that down to the small of the back. You can take the left arm forward over the ear, flexing through all 10 fingers, nice jazz hands. Really sending that energy. Look down at your front knee, bend into it a little deeper, pop back up off, come back up. Inhale, flip the front palm, exhale, bring it back. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot, come up to the toes of the back foot. Hike the left foot about halfway up the mat, coming into pyramid on the right. You can take your hands to your ankle, or maintain a flat back with blocks, or with nice long arms. Sending energy right down toward the ground. And if you'd like to exhale and kind of forward fold over that leg, pull that right hip back, squaring the hips. Everyone, wherever you are, inhale up for that halfway lift. And then exhale, release. Plant the fingertips, step the left foot up to meet the right. Now you're back in your forward fold again. So, in that forward fold, you inhale up for a halfway lift. And exhale, release. Plant the hands, step it on back to upper push-up position. And this is where we flow through a vinyasa, right? So, you flow through. Plant the hands, step the feet back to upper push-up position. Hold there. Do some push-ups, or just really draw the navel in toward the spine, which activates the abs. And then on your next exhale, you bend the elbows in toward the side bodies, lower all of the way down. Untuck the toes when you arrive. Inhale up for that little baby cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, send the hips right back. We're coming right back into down dog. Take the knees wide on the mat, big toes to touch, send the hips right back. You're coming into child's pose here. So it looks like this. So your big knees are nice and wide. The hips are over the ankles, and then you crawl down to your degree. If you'd like a block or a pillow under your forehead to help support your neck, that's absolutely an option here. Just surrendering here for a few brief moments. We just built up some nice heat. Wonderful. We'll get into some hip stuff and some wide-legged forward folds, but first, so you're in this nice arms extended forward child's pose. We're going to get into some shoulders here. So you're going to inhale the right arm all the way up to the ceiling, and then exhale, thread it under the left armpit. Take the right cheek to the mat, and you're coming into what's called thread the needle. So you're getting right into the top of your shoulder blade, even into the armpit. I really feel this a lot. Even in child's pose alone, if you want to fire up the left fingertips by pretending there's like a ball under your palm, that will really activate the armpit. For me, it really, truly just livens that right up. And you usually don't think about the armpit as a place that has a lot of muscle, but it absolutely does. It has a very, very important muscle called your pec minor. And if your pec minor is super tight, it can impinge your breath, so you won't be able to breathe as well. And it can also pinch a nerve, which can cause really uncomfortable feelings in the fingertips. Once again, you can get that from sleeping like this, from repetitive strain injuries. You can get it from a lot of different stuff. But yeah, the pec minor is super important, so stretching out your armpits is actually a really, really important part of your stretching regimen. So right now you're in this nice thread the needle with the right arm under the left armpit, the right cheek is to the mat. If you're firing up those left fingertips, hopefully you're feeling that in the left armpit a little bit. We're going to release this. On an inhale, bring the right arm back out long to meet the left at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the left arm all the way up, then thread that right underneath the right armpit, taking the left cheek to the mat. Now you're going to thread the needle on the left. If you need to intensify, you can lift your hips. You can take your right hand and push the left hand into the ground, which will really liven up the back of the bicep and the tricep and the deltoid. Hi, kitty. And so you're in this lovely thread the needle on the left. You gonna do yoga with us, kitty? You can fire up those right fingertips as if there's a ball underneath your palm. And breathe. I know, sweetheart, I know. All right, to come out of this, you're going to inhale, bring the left fingertips back out long to meet the right. Fire up under both palms, so fingertips really, really charging up into those armpits. Awesome. Flatten your entire hand to the mat like a gecko on a pane of glass. I want all 4 points of contact, specifically the index and the thumb joint, to really be sealed into the mat. And the more you press into the mat, you might feel your forearms light up. I've been playing a ton of guitar lately, so it's really important that I stretch all of these muscles, otherwise I'll go to play and they'll just freeze up. So, nice gecko hands here. On an inhale, let's come out of this. Begin to pull yourself back up to tabletop position. Bring the knees back under the hips. Toes are pointing parallel to the back of the mat. Tops of the feet pressing in actively. Inhale, lift the heart, tip the tailbone. Exhale, push the mat away from you, round through the spine. Inhale, lift one more time. And on your exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips right on back. Push that mat away from you, just like in cat and cows. Push it away from you. Seal that hand to the mat, just like that gecko hand we were just talking about in child's pose. I want that same action in the hand, spreading the fingers, pressing through. Inhale up to both tippy toes. Exhale, lower the heels down to the left. Lift those hips a little higher. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, lower the heels to the right. Inhale, lift those hips a little higher. That gets right into the side body for me. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, lower the heels down to the earth. On inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, glide forward to upper push-up position. Hold. Let's build some heat, okay? Lift those hips by activating the core. Keep breathing. One final inhale and exhale. Push the hips back to down dog. On an inhale, raise your right leg to hip height, look in between your hands. Exhale, bring it right on through. Set up your base in the slow lunge, then inhale to rise. So we got right knee forward, right leg forward. You're back up on those toes, and the back leg. Track the right front hip back. All right, so here's what we're gonna do from here. Your hands come to your hips. You're gonna swivel the back heel down, so it's like you're coming into a warrior two. I want you to inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, point the toes toward the sides. Now both of your toes, left and right, are pointing parallel off the side of your mat. Inhale, release the hips, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. We're coming into a wide-legged forward fold, okay? You can grab a block for your forehead. You can walk your fingertips forward. You can walk your fingertips back. You can have your hands at your ankles, okay? Heel toe your feet in about 2 steps. Your toes are pointing out toward the corners of your mat. Bend the knees deeply and then stack the shoulders over the hips, coming into goddess, okay? Arms are up. Nice cactus goddess arms. Take your hands to your hips. Get really tall to the crown of the head. We're going to do a couple of twists here. So we're going to exhale, right shoulder toward left knee. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left shoulder to right knee. Inhale, back up. Right to left. Inhale, back up. Left to right. Inhale, back up. Inhale, straighten everything all the way up. Exhale, lower down, rebend. Inhale, up. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, up. Exhale, rebend. Beautiful. You can come to your tippy toes if you'd like. Hands up. Spreading those nice gecko fingers. Really spread them. Nice wide fingertips. If your heels are lifted, you may lower them. Okay, so we're going to forward fold and straighten the legs at the same time, coming back into this wide-legged forward fold. Heel toe the feet back out so you have a wider stance. From here, we're going to do some nice ninja squats. So we're going to walk the fingertips over toward the left ankle, bend deeply into that left knee, come up to the toes of the right. So we're in this nice ninja lunge, yeah? If your left heel doesn't reach the ground, it's okay. Maybe you need to widen your stance a little bit. That definitely helps me. Your hands can be on the ground. They can be on blocks right now. You can be lifted up on blocks, or you can get nice and low deep into that hip. Really flexing through that right foot really activates the inner thigh. And we're going to go from side to side here. So your hands can walk, over, bend, and straighten the left leg. And you come over to the other side here. Yeah? So you can walk your fingertips through, but to your own breath, you're going to inhale, go across, exhale, kind of get into it, inhale, back to the other side. Okay? So that's that flow portion. So you can walk back and forth, just so long as you are linking breath's movement, or you can try this nice hover dance move that we got going on here, okay? You can point the toes, flex, and then over to the other side. Over to the other side. And back. So you can lift those hips, come right back, straightening both legs, wide-legged forward fold. From here, any of you who want to pop up into a headstand, you can absolutely do that at this time. If any of you want to try tripod, so from that wide-legged forward fold, you're going to place your hands down on the earth, kind of bend the knees. The knees come to rest right on top of the elbows. And that's your tripod right there. You can also get into crow if that's in your practice. You come into your headstand. Slowly coming down out of that if you've chosen to go up into that headstand for a little inversion today. From that headstand or wide-legged forward fold, wherever you have come from here, walk your hands around to the left toes. Point the toes toward the now back of your mat. Come up to the toes of the right foot. The heel is right over the toes in the back, so you're in that nice lunge there. What I want you to do is bring the back foot all the way up to meet the left foot. Now you're back in this forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Don't think I forgot about it. We have one more chair to do. So you're going to lower down into that chair. And we're all going to twist to the left. So hands come to heart center. Sink a little deeper into those hips. And then bring the right elbow to the left knee, excuse me. So you're twisting. You can open the arms. Look down at that right knee, bring it back. Tends to pop out. One hand to the back, small back, jazz fingers, or pressing the palms together. One more deep inhale together, and then exhale, forward fold, forward all out. Inhale up for that halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step it back to upper push-up position. Flow through a vinyasa, or you can all meet in down dog. Okay? We'll get into just a little bit more hips here. We'll do some half pigeons. So, if you've chosen to rinse through that vinyasa flow, you're going from that push-up down to cobra, and then tucking the toes, coming back to down dog. We're all meeting back in that down dog, right? On an inhale, lift the left leg to hip height, bend at the hip, or at the knee, excuse me. Open at the hip. Look in between your hands, bring that foot right on through. Lower the shin down to the mat. So you're coming into half pigeon here. I usually don't start with the left, but it just felt appropriate. I always have a harder time on my left hip than I do on my right. And you'll usually find that in most yoga poses. One side is usually easier or less. It has less discomfort than the other, right? We don't want pain. We can breathe through discomfort, but we shouldn't have to deal with breathing through pain in yoga. So that is why it's important to listen to your body. So in this half pigeon, your shin is on the ground. If this causes any pain in your knee, bring the left foot closer toward the pelvis, okay? Here, I'll Go to the other side so you guys can see that a little bit better. So, shin is down. And if this causes any knee pain, you take that foot and you bring it closer to the pelvis, okay? So, wherever you are right now, you can grab a block or a pillow for your forehead and then lower down to your degree. Taking long breaths in through the nose and long breaths out, sending all of that breath to that outer left hip. Checking in with the jaw, bringing the tip of the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. On your next exhale, relax the space between the eyes. On an inhale, start to crawl those hands back up towards your pelvis. If you'd like to grab that knee bind in the right knee, bend the right knee, reach back for the top of the right foot, and breathe. Slowly releasing that knee back down. When you're done with that, you're going to tuck those back right toes, lift the back right knee off of the ground, plant the hands, push up, lift up, then bring that left leg back to meet the right, coming back into your down dog. Inhale that left leg up to hip height, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten, exhale, lower down. So now we're going to do that on the right, yeah? So pigeon on the right. So from your down dog, inhale the right leg up to hip height, bend at the knee, open the hip, look in between the hands, and on your exhale, bring that leg right on through, lower the shin down to the mat, untuck the back toes, lower the back leg down. Once again, if this is causing any knee pain, you can bring the foot closer to the pelvis, okay? And then you crawl down to your degree. Grabbing a pillow or a block for your forehead. And you breathe. Checking in with your mind, noticing if it's wandered away from the bodily sensations that you're feeling right now. Stay present in your breath and in your moment here. Once again, coming back to check in. Where is your brain? Where is your breath? Stay focused. One more deep inhale together. And here, let's all have a sigh out the mouth. On an inhale, start to walk your hands back in towards your pelvis. If you want to grab that bind, you bend the left knee, reach back. Twist open. Keep breathing. Maybe look back at your foot and say, hi. Even if it's all the way back here, that's fine. You're still doing it. You're still stretching those quads. Release that left foot if you have chosen to bind it. Tuck the back left toes, come up off of the back knee, plant the hands, lift up, then bring that right leg all the way back to meet the left, going back into your down dog. Inhale, lift that right leg to hip height, bend at the knee, open the hips. Inhale, re-straighten. Exhale, lower down. Bring the knees down to the mat. Come back up to seated for a moment. Grab some water if you need to. How are you on time? Perfect. Okay, awesome. So we'll come into some seated stretches here. All right. So with your legs nice and extended out in front of you, flex through both ankles. Keep the feet as if you could put footprints on that wall in front of you. Inhale, both arms up to frame the head. Exhale, bow forward. If you feel like you're rounding through the shoulders here, like really like rounding to try to reach as far as you can, I'd actually like you to try something different. So actually everyone try this first. So release where you are. Inhale, come back up, stack the shoulders over the hips. Inhale the arms up to frame the head. Exhale, do a little mummy. Cross your hands over your chest, and then exhale, bow forward. So long as you maintain, see how flat my back is, I'm not rounding here. It's about maintaining that flat back, engaging through the core, staying flexed through the feet, really just until you feel the back of the legs really light up. They're pretty tight for me, so I don't really have to go very far. Stay flexed through those feet. If you relax the feet and then reflex them, you will feel there's a very real difference between flexed feet and not flexed. Engaged, not engaged. You want to stay engaged, right? This is what's known as an active stretch. You're actively stretching the backs of the legs here by keeping them engaged with the feet. And then passively, you're getting a nice stretch in the back because that gravity is pulling your chest forward. You're actively engaging the core, which is protecting your low back. All right, release those hands. Inhale, rise back up. Stack the shoulders over the hips. Let's do this one leg at a time, just to isolate that. So we're going to take the right sole of the foot into the left thigh. Stay nice and engaged in that left ankle. Turn your shoulders toward that left leg. Arms go up on the inhale. Exhale, bow forward. If you'd like to get into a little side stretch here, you can take the right hand to the top of the shin, the knee, wherever it is on the left leg. Then look up and under. Really beautifully get into the side body here. If you've chosen to do that, square the shoulders toward that leg, and then inhale, rise back up. Undo this leg. Bring the left sole of the foot into the right thigh. So nice and flexed and engaged in that right ankle, yeah. Turn the shoulders toward the right extended leg, excuse me. Inhale those arms up to frame the head, and then exhale, bow forward. If you'd like to get into that side body stretch here, you take your left hand wherever it is on your leg, knee, shin, ankle, toes, and you look up and under, just until you feel this part of your body liven up. This whole side of my body is so much tighter. Quite a bummer. Slowly begin to release that if you've chosen the side body stretch. Re-square the shoulders toward the right extended leg. And then inhale, come back up, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Extend both legs out in front of you. Give them a little pitter-patter. Little windshield wiper action. All right, so from here we're going to do a little bit of core work just to get all the way down to laying down. So you're going to inhale the arms up, parallel with the legs. Tuck the tailbone, scoop out, hollow out the belly, and begin to roll down. You pause on your exhale and inhale. So now, listen, on the exhale you get a little lower. You pause, then you inhale deeply. Exhale a little lower, and so on and so forth. And you're going to keep doing that, and it's really hard. You're going to shake. I always shake. There's no way around it. And then you're going to get all the way down to the mat. Once your shoulders reach the mat, you inhale those arms up over the head, point the toes toward the front of the room, and then exhale. Bring those arms down along your sides. Awesome. On the inhale, bring your knees into your chest, maybe bring your forehead up to touch, make a little ball, roll around in circles, give yourself a nice little massage here. Take your arms out in a capital T off of the mat, palms facing down. Cross your right leg over your left knee, and then go ahead and lower those knees down to the left. You can look out over your right arm if that's comfortable for your neck. Turn this nice kind of cross-legged twist, yeah? On an inhale, bring those knees back up through center. Uncross the right from the left, and then go ahead and cross the left over the right. Your arms are out long off of your mat, and then you go ahead and lower this whole formation, left over right, down to the right. Looking out over your left shoulder if that's comfortable for your neck. Breathing deeply, noticing if you're feeling this in your outer hip, in your low back, in the mid back, on the outside of your thigh. On an inhale, bring those legs back through center, uncross the left knee from the right, lowering both feet to the mat. Walk your heels in toward your glutes as if you could touch the fingers, touch your heels with your fingertips, and then you inhale, lift up. You can roll the shoulders under the body if you'd like to grab that arm bind. Relaxing the glutes. See how I lost a couple inches there? Inhale, lift through the abs and the quads. Exhale, relax the glutes. Inhale, lifting. To come out of this, you come up to the tippy toes, sweep the arms up, and then roll down very slowly through each vertebrae. Bring the arms down along the sides again. On an inhale, straighten both legs up. Go ahead and hold behind the knees, point the toes, flex the feet. Just kind of getting into those ankles a little bit. Go ahead and grab both hands right underneath the knee, so on the thigh of the left leg. Flex through both feet, and we're going to lower the right leg down to a hover. Hold it. Inhale back up, switch, and lower the left. Hover. Beautiful. Inhale, switch. Exhale, pause when you hover. Inhale, lift and switch. Exhale, pause in your hover. Inhale, switch. Exhale, hovering the right. Inhale, switch. Exhale, hovering the left. Inhale, both back up. Try to bring those knees in as close to your body as you can with those straight legs. Bend the knees. Hands to knees. Roll around one more time. Getting that nice little sacral massage. If you need anything else at this time to complete your practice, please feel free to do so. And if you have had enough, then please extend your legs nice and long on the mat. Allow your feet to naturally splay open. Your arms are down along your sides. If you need something to cover your eyes, or a blanket, or a pillow under your knees. Coming into Shavasana. It's a time of relaxation at the end of the practice to allow the body to absorb all the work that you just did. So this is a period of silence. So when Shavasana is over, I will bring you out of it with my voice. But until then, please enjoy these moments of silence to allow your body to absorb all the work that you just did, okay? You can close your eyes or they can remain open. Allow the breath to flow freely. And I will bring you back out of this moment of silence in a couple minutes, okay? Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring your attention back to the room and back to your limbs as you slowly wiggle all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. When you're ready, you can slowly roll over to your right side and pause there for a moment. And then when you are ready, you can come up to a seated position. If you'd like to pop up onto your bolster or block, you may do that. Wherever you are, come into that nice dignified seat with your legs crossed, or in seizo, which is a fancy way of saying kneeling. Your hands can be on your knees, or they can be at heart center. Bow your head to your heart, lift your heart to your head, bringing the two closer together. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. I hope to see you all in the next class, or even this weekend. And I'll explain that in just a little bit. Together, take a breath in, and a long sigh out. The light and the truth in me sees that and honors it in each of you. Namaste, everyone.